Each player board consists of an ideology, which is this section here, a race, and a framework. So the way these work together, they're interchangeable. So here we have the Assassin Terrans of the Eclipse. You could swap it out, Imperial Terrans of the Eclipse or Imperial Terrans of Nova, etc. There's I think 10 of each of these different types. So the ideology gives you certain special abilities that are unlocked over time as you go up the antimatter track. Here's the antimatter track. When you reach a level, here you start at level 0, which is here, the bottom level. When you reach level 1, you unlock this next tier. You can see here 1, 2, 3. So as you go on, when you reach 4, you go to level 2, etc., which unlocks levels. So when you start the game, these are actually covered with your tokens to remind you that you don't have them. So all of these would be covered at the beginning, and you'd unlock them as you go along. They add special abilities of various things. Deal 2 damage to one unique unit when you activate this particular ideology ability, etc. So that's how those work. Now, your race shows you your different units, and for each race, the units are going to cost different amounts and have different attack levels, etc. But they all share the fact that the different types: Dreadnought, Battlecruiser, Raider, Regiment, Titan, Starbase, Colossus, and these do different things. These are special, unique units at the bottom, which give you special abilities. You notice each of these, you roll 3 dice, so they do basically get 3 attacks, and each of these get 1. And also this corner here represents the hit points that these have. You can see all the basic units have 1 hit point, whereas the unique units have 8, 6, and 4, which are represented by dice within the units themselves. So here's the Colossus. It starts at 8, and these dice are used to track, so when they get damaged, you drop it down, and you can track how damaged the ship is. Likewise for the Starbase and the Colossus, 6 and 4. Now the cool thing about the unique units is they actually have unique abilities. You can see here the battle cruiser deploys a regiment during an assault, 1 regiment, but you can see that the Titan deploys 2. The Starbase is special in that it provides a wormhole wherever it is, and it also prevents rerolls in that system. As you can see here, the Raider provides rerolls, but the Starbase prevents them. The Dreadnought is used to colonize planets, and the Colossus prevents bombardment, basically the barrage action, prevents barrages and diplomacy from taking place where the Colossus is. The Colossus and the Regiment are ground units, army units. The rest are fleet units. Now, the framework gives you different stats for your during play. So you have your jump distance, which controls how far you can jump, how many artifacts you can get, your construction limit when you do a construction action, rerolls that you get for battles and assaults, how far you can affect systems through diplomacy, how many agents you can have, and this is the mission boost. So when you do a mission, this gives you an extra bonus when you roll against a mission, roll against your leader for a mission. You'll also notice there's different slots here based on your race. You notice how this particular one has a slot for the Battlecruiser and the Raider, whereas this one has for the Dreadnought and the Battlecruiser. Those are upgrade slots, which you can get through the Galactic Market. Here's the Galactic Market. This is what it looks like for a 4-player game. And you can see here, these are the gear represents this gear here. So these are upgrades to ships. Like this adds +2, but +1 to the cost. That's what that little one is. So this would mean this now does 4. So you have, when you roll 4 or less, you will hit. But it also adds 1 to the cost of creating a new battle cruiser. So now they would cost 3 instead of 2. So that's what the upgrades do. You also have only certain races have the ability to add additional actions up here, which again come from the galactic market. You can see these here all have that same symbol. This one will literally just give you an antimatter, which are victory points. Whereas others will add, your Colossus would get +1 attack die. And things like that, or increase your agent limit, because your agent limit here is, for this particular one, is 2, so you could increase it to 3. But again, you only have a certain number of slots, so you can only get so many of these. Along with the upgrades that you can get for your ships, you can also get structures, which are these yellow ones that can be put onto planets, systems that you control. You get only 1 per system. And you can also get mercenaries, like this one here, which become part of a fleet. They count towards the 10 unit limit, and they also cannot be left alone. They must be with a fleet, and they add different bonuses. And that we talked about the technologies, and those only come into play if your race has technology slots, such as the Neomorph champions have. The interesting thing about the Neomorphs is they share an upgrade slot, so if you upgrade here, it upgrades both of these.